Hello everyone, Angelino over here, and this is another last Epoch season that we begin, and for once I'm going to do an early, let's say, help with leveling and finishing the campaign with Lethal Mirage. Of course, it is a thing that you only have for the last part of the campaign, around at 7 to 9 when you get it available. Remember, you need at least 30 points in your tree, around over here. It's when you get that. If we take 19 points from mine, and if you have done all of the quests that give points, you should get there around level 30 something if you skip a lot of mobs. So really don't look at the passive tree, because there are also some things that I want to change. For example, taking duelist off and putting them here. I just put them because getting extra dodge rating to cap our glancing blows really good while leveling. So first, let's talk about the performance of even while we are leveling. We don't have any of our core uniques. This is just random things that I got from the new league mechanic, and this one is not even good. I'm using it for the resistances mainly. And then here I have some physical damage and frailty. It's not even shred. Now the things that I do have that are decent are my weapons. Of course, you want 2 creases for the critical multiplier. Try to get physical damage and a multiplier, and also shred armor if you can. This will help you do more damage. And then on all the other things, as you can see, my damage is not even there. I have mainly a boot with 13 vitality, doesn't help a lot. So with that, I want to show you some clips that I have from the place. In this case, let's say it's the campaign, what I was doing. I completely deleted the architect, and I can show you the combo, and I will explain it again. This one I did the combo really well. So let's begin. I don't have any sound because I was playing without sound over there. So first of all, we do a synchronized strike. I will say, of course, why we do that before, but this clip is so fast that if I don't say ability per ability, you are just going to miss it. So you begin with synchronized strike, and I use some points differently than on the late game build, because I also need to do clear things, and also Lethal Mirage has a long cooldown. We don't have any cooldown reduction, it's 10 seconds. So now you saw there that all of my shadows disappeared because my dancing strikes has the node that makes dancing strikes pop all of the shadows. And as you can see here, what did we get with that? We got some bleeding, we got some armor shred, and we also got a chunk of the boss's HP. Does decent damage, nothing crazy. Now, after doing those, that one hit with the with dancing strike, well, 2 hits actually, we will do another synchronized strike, and then shift. Shift will gives us a burst of damage, and also, as you can see here, we have 4 stacks of flow and 2 stacks of crescendo. That is important because we also have 4 shadows. If we had the good points for shift, we will have 5 shadows, and that will make our Lethal Mirage delete the boss. Good day, Daimon. Now, the second clip that I want to show you is from Lagon. This will be a bit longer, once because I messed up, and also because he just has more HP, and of course the ward mechanic is a little bit different. On the first try, I did die to some tidal waves because my cold resistance is like 10%. Of course, if you get some extra cold resistance, that will not be a problem. we did the same combo, but I messed up. And then here we popped the first ward, and then with the second combo, we popped the second ward and the third ward before he can face once. If we did the combo correctly, we may have be able to kill it in one try. Of course, remember this is only at level 52 and with gear at the beginning of the season. This is day 1, and we are just playing the build with the things that we have at this moment. You can see I'm not a really good player. I get hit by waves a lot. Now we can skip the tentacle realm, and he just dies really easily afterwards, only doing one phase. And now lastly, one of the bosses that I actually struggled on last season because I was of course learning, and many people also struggle with it, and I'm showing the cinematic so you know that it's the first time. You can also of course watch the bot of the stream, but just okay, trust me bro. I don't think I'm going to kill it on the first try, by the way. I did not actually think that I was killing it on the first try. Now here you can see the stats. Have shit gear, shit things, shit rolls, shit weapons. Well, the weapons are not that bad actually. Not that bad actually, yes. Now, let's go a little bit on the beginning. And I do mess up the combo once, because as you can see here, I used lethal Mirage with 3 flow instead of 4. I still did a huge chunk of damage, and I think I killed all of the ward on the boss. You can see here now the boss is doing whatever and losing all of the ward that it got. Of course, these crystals are not important. They are really easy to kill. They do stun you, so that can be dangerous. Now she only has 1 ward thingy left that we will break now. And it seems they do share the 2 phases. Share the same ward pops. Okay, let's see if we can bypass the hunger thingy. Yeah, you actually can't. But try and do the combo right. I did mess up the combo, I think. Yep. I noticed. I just did it again. And I have. I think I can do it. Okay. And it seems she goes immune at like 40%. Ah, okay. She becomes immune. Now this is the part that surprised me, because I still thought that she had the ward, but she didn't. So she got obliterated, and as you can see, even while leveling, it is a really solid build. Now let me go into the things that you will need to know while leveling. I still haven't done any monoliths. You can see here my map. Everything is closed, everything is not done. I just unlocked the monoliths after killing the boss. So what do you want to do? As you can see here, these are the skills that I'm using right now. In the later parts of the game, we will drop the Shadow Cascade for Omblan Blades, but that's another thing. And these are the nodes that I have. Of course, I'm also going to leave the planner downwards. This is just to level. Eventually, we will delete some parts of this. For example, everything from here, it's not needed. Just helps a lot while leveling, because Shadow Cascade does a lot of damage, and it will be your main damage ability apart from Shadow Daggers while leveling. We do not use the Shadow Daggers part of Shadow Cascade. We only use the melee part. We're doing extra damage. And at this, the good thing is that with flow, it is a 100% crit chance, so it still does a lot of damage. Now, until you don't have lethal mirage, and maybe until you don't even have shadow cascade, you will level at the beginning of the game. I leveled with puncture and acid flask. Those were my two main abilities until I got dancing strikes. Basically, what you do is, if you are in melee, use puncture. If you are not in melee, you use acid flask. Why is that? In the early parts of the game, there are a lot of mobs that have area denial. What does that mean? That means that they are going to do an AoE or an ability around them, and you will not be able to hit them. Of course, in the case of puncture, it is a melee ability. You can also use a bow, and that will help puncture to still do damage. But eventually, you do want to get two daggers, so I might as well use two daggers. I did use a sword for a while. You can always check the bot while I leveled. I'm going to put it on the description. It begins around like 30 hours or something like that. And then you will get the dual wielding really early, and dual wielding makes it so our abilities do a lot more damage. And you also unlock Blade Dancer really fast, and Dancing Strikes is really strong. Now, after getting Dancing Strikes, I actually stopped using Acid Flask after a little bit. Why is that? It's because Dancing Strikes has this node called Dark Blades. It's actually quite OP, because you can get it really early. You only need 4 points here on slicing. I have 5 because the extra penetration, it's a really good thing. And here you also have some shred. Afterwards, I want to go over here, as I am doing my main damage with Cascade instead of Dancing Strikes. But at the beginning, those Shadow Dagger procs are your main source for damage. If you don't know what Shadow Blade does, it does always crits. It scales really well with agility. Well, in this case, it's dexterity, and also all added damage. It's amplified by a lot. What does that mean? You want crit damage and all of the flat that you can get. I leveled quite a lot with some random sword that had extra void and extra, what was it, extra cold and extra physical. You do want physical damage mainly, but it does not matter which one it is. As long as it's flat, it's going to do a lot of damage with shadow daggers. Now, after leveling for a while, you get synchronized strike around level 30 something. After getting shadow cascade here, you level a little bit more and you get synchronized strike. And with synchronized strike, the first points that you want to get is this one called Dark Allies. Actually, the moment you get the skill, you can get this point. One here, two here, one here, and then you go instantly for the mana efficiency. If you can also get the mana efficiency on your head or on your chest, or just get extra mana. Like I had this helmet for a long while where I just have 40 extra mana. And if you can also get it in other parts, there are also a belt that I used for a while that had extra mana. You know, that belt that drops quite a bit at the beginning. And then the other places with you can get a little bit of mana regeneration or something. It's perfect. If you can get an Urzil sprite, even better. It will be the best chest that you can get, and also helps a lot when we eventually go into coated blades. Right now I'm not going for that because I'm still leveling and doing things. And these are the 3 abilities that you will level with for a long while. This one does unlock at 35, but when it unlocked, I just played with Umbral Blades, like we will play in the future. You will get this part of the tree. The first one you will get is the Thwart Thrower into Cacophony of Steel. It makes it so the blades thrown become Blade Storm Blades. This, with Lethal Darkness, makes it so they do damage and also leave Shadow Daggers stacks. This also, with Umbral Remnant, will make so our shadows leave those blades. If you can see one of my videos in the last season, you can check those blades. They are really good because they bleed and they also chill and freeze eventually and help do damage while we are in Lethal Mirage. Now, Lethal Mirage, as I said before, will not be unlocked until way later, so this will not be the skill you will be using for most of the campaign. Now, when you are around Act 7 or 8 or even 9, depending if you really rush it, you will unlock the last point, and this one I did go for Shift, and Shift is one of the main enablers to do a lot of damage. Why? Because you have here 20% extra damage with your next damaging non-channeling skill. You also have this other one that's 30% even more damage, and then you have these three that makes it so you always crit. Of course, you already always crit because of the low passive that we are using on our main tree, but eventually that one will be taken out. Now, as you can see here, I'm going downwards into this one because you want to get to 5 shadows instead of 4. This is important because you have Shadow Eater. It will make it so you get 1 extra hit, and all of the hits will do 40% more damage. Now, you can see also that I have some bleed things because you have this point that makes it, if you have 20 stacks of bleed, you will also do 60% more damage. You also have, of course, 2 extra hits here and 2 extra hits here. Now, the way you want to go is, first of all, when you unlock the ability, you will get these 4 points first, then you will go into these 2 here, and this will be most likely what you can unlock directly, and some points over here. Maybe you can get the 2 of them here, or you can get 1. This is just after unlocking Lethal Mirage at level 40 something. Afterwards, you will get Shadow Eater and Umbral Fist, and go directly to Umbral Traversal and Umbral Expanse. If you don't have items that give you extra levels that I have, it's likely that you end without Umbral Expanse, but even without that, it will still do unreal amounts of damage. Of course, idols, just get what you can. Don't even bother about them. I have like extra health here, some resistances, chance to bleed, some resistances, health, some critical strike, stun avoidance, fire resistance, whatever. We don't have any blessings because we haven't done any monoliths, of course. You know, you can do monoliths before, but I don't recommend it. And that will be it. Have a nice season, and I am going to do the Blade of Chaos guide when I already have it, and it will be, of course, in 3 parts: the early, mid, and late game version of the build. Afterwards, I will do the full grid chart once again, bleed and physical. So stay tuned, and as always, see you in the next video.